Hey guys, this is Matt from Hedge again. I'm coming here today to talk to you about some things that have been happening in the market. But first things first, I gotta tell you, this is not financial advice. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a tax specialist, I'm not anyone that's qualified to be giving you information about what you should be doing in these markets. So today's video is gonna be a little bit brief. I want to talk about why the markets are dumping today. And the reason they're dumping today is Biden is proposing a new capital gains tax law. Now, originally Biden was saying that these laws would only affect technically the richest of Americans. But it's complicated because when you look at the tax bracket of, let's say, 400,000 plus, you would assume, okay, these people are rich. But they're actually technically middle class. And that just goes to show that he's getting ready to hit the middle class and make them pay for all the stimulus checks that he's going to be passing around amongst whatever organizations he has set. Now, initially speaking, this would cause a lot of bearish pressure on the market because most of the people that are in the market making larger moves are the middle class. And just to be clear, the middle class, especially now in 2021, are people who have $1 million. That's the middle class nowadays. It's not like back in the day where a few $100,000 made you middle class. The way money is going, that's not middle class anymore. There's a spectrum for it, and I would say anything even in the at $1 million is middle class in terms of the wealth gap and where we're at in society right now. Now, how does this affect the market? Well, most people are going to get scared. They're going to get shaken out. They're going to want to take some profits now before those taxes are basically implied, or if they're even going to be applied. Because from there, it's complicated. You have to pass all of that in courts and a lot of legislation to be done for that. You can't just pass a law like that. But regardless, it spooked a lot of individuals and it caused the market to fall quite a bit the last few days. Think of it this way: if you work your way up through trading and investments from, let's say, 50,000 to the $400,000 mark, you're officially affected, even if you came from the poverty line your whole life. So it's almost like he's putting an entry or a barrier for you to enter into the rich by cutting out the middle class through basically a heavy capital gains tax. Because at the end of the day, you don't get rich just by working hard. You need to invest properly. Conveniently enough, Warren Buffett has an excellent quote to talk about what's happening today. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Now, it's not outrageous to realize that, okay, granted, this is a big piece of news. This will cause uncertainty and fear and a lot of different emotions in this market. But roughly around this time, there's been a lot of rumors of Walmart and a few other big players coming into market, and it's convenient that roughly around every time there's a big uncertainty or there's big fears or doubts in the market, usually another massive player will announce their entry into cryptocurrency. So the current rumor is Walmart, and I think that there's a reason that this capital gains news came out around the time that the rumors for Walmart were coming out. There's a clear correlation between the two. It happened when BlackRock entered, it happened for PayPal, and it happened for Tesla. Whenever a big player enters the market will drop, and then they'll make an announcement after they've entered or started the dollar cost averaging process of entering. But I think right now, for the current situation, the 45 to 60K range is where every major corporation is entering. This seems to be the entry point for a lot of big players. I guess that's a little bit straying off from Biden's tax plan, because I'm not really here to talk too much about that beyond clarifying that it's the middle class that's going to be paying for all these things. It's not really the uber rich, because the uber rich have all their stuff basically not being taxed in America. So realistically, it's only the people that I guess they stay domestically that suffer for a law that passes like that. But all of this to say is that Walmart could potentially be entering and announcing their entry within this quarter or the end of this quarter, because then from there their balance sheets will come out. Places like them starting to enter would be a major catalyst for what a lot of people are calling a super cycle. And a super cycle is basically what the stock markets have been in for the last 10 years, more or less, since the Great Recession. Somehow we've been on a bull run during a recession, but we'll negate all the economics of it. Because what is economics? It's just how can we explain money in a way that no one understands so we can keep robbing the people through inflation. That might sound dark, but it's the truth. So Walmart's entering, and PayPal just announced that they're going to be allowing transactions as little as $1 with Bitcoin. So now we've reached a point officially where Bitcoin could be spent in a unit as little as $1, meaning that we're heading towards mainstream adoption. It's coming very soon, because they wouldn't be offering such a complex payment solution like that if it wasn't going to be sticking around. PayPal being able to, let's say, take in Bitcoin and not release it is showing that they're structuring themselves to be our bank soon. The last thing I wanted to mention about today's video, one of the subjects I wanted to cover before we close up here today, was the SEC. They actually put out a note recently on their website. You'll see it in the description, where they spoke about how the hedge funds are currently making a mockery of the economy by printing or using fake shares in the stock market to short and basically take advantage of being able to make free money with their humongous positions and incredible reach, let's say, right? So the SEC has made a public notice on their website about how this has to be stopped, because globally the world's looking. And for me, the way I see it is, I personally think the stock markets are looking for a major correction, 50% probably, 40 to 50% at least. And I think roughly around that time, that's going to be a precursor for like a super cycle in cryptocurrency. Another article that I read was that they're talking about forcing the hedge funds to cover all their shorts with actual cash reserves now. So meaning that relatively soon we could see a massive short squeeze, because if they don't have the shares to cover that, then having the cash to cover it will probably decimate a lot of hedge funds. We could see a restructuring of the stock market and the investing economy very soon. Now I'm going to wrap that up for today. I would just like to say thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and keep following us for updates and news and other important things that you'd like to know about for crypto and the general market consensus. So have an excellent day, guys.